The following is reading practice from a book written by Dr. Fred C. Schwartz. The title of the book is You Can Trust the Communists to Be Communists. Chapter 1 continued. Love. We can trust the communists to manifest pure Marxist-Leninist love. One of the best pictures of Marxist-Leninist love was revealed in the boast made by Clemente Voroshilov, now President of Russia, to William C. Bullitt, America's first ambassador to the Soviet Union. At a banquet in Russia in 1934, Voroshilov told Bullitt that in 1919 he persuaded 11,000 Tsarist officers in Kiev to surrender by promising them that if they surrendered, they, their wives, and their families would be permitted to return to their homes. When they surrendered, he executed 11,000 officers and all male children, and sent the wives and daughters into brothels for the use of the Russian army. He mentioned in passing that the treatment they received in the brothels was such that none of them lived for more than 3 months. Voroshilov was merely acting in obedience to the dictates of Marxist-Leninist love. Believing as he believed, he acted in truthful, righteous, and loving manner. There he stood, one of history's anointed, entrusted with the destiny of world conquest and human regeneration. There stood a group of male and female animals, which he could utilize selfishly by keeping his promise to them and making himself feel good in the bourgeois, bourgeois sense. I don't know how to pronounce, so I'll just say bourgeois sense. Continuing, or which he could utilize for the ultimate regeneration and happiness of all mankind by destroying them. His duty lay clearly before him. As a communist, he had no choice. He was nothing. These people were nothing. The will of history was everything. He saw his duty clear. To the executioners went all the males, and to the brothels went all the females. The Red Army was strengthened. World conquest came a day nearer, human regeneration a little closer, and Voroshilov had a conscience as clear as spring water, and a sense of duty done nobly. Get out of here. He was comforted by an accurate awareness of the fulfillment of Marxist-Leninist love. Wow. Wow, that is really something else. Communists believe they have a destiny. Their destiny is to create a new world and regenerate mankind. To do this, they must conquer the world, shatter the capitalist system, and by communist dictatorship establish the regenerative environment of socialism. This new environment will rear the young to perfection. An inescapable step of their scientific program for the regeneration of mankind is the elimination of the residual diseased social classes following world conquest. A few years ago, the American Communist Party would openly acknowledge that, having conquered this country, they would need to put to death 1/3 of the American people. This is not punishment, it is social science. It is not cruelty, it is love. It is as though the surgeon took the scalpel in a loving fashion to cut away the gangrenous tissue so that the new and perfect might come to maturity. Communism is applied, godless materialism. St. Paul writes, or should I say, St. Paul writes, quote, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible men, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Emerging from its layer of godless materialism, dressed in the garments of science, communism seduces the young and utilizes their perverted religious enthusiasm to conquer the world. Building on the doctrines of godless materialism, communism has completely reversed the meaning of our basic moral terms. When we, in our ignorance of this fact, insist on interpreting their phraseology as if they believed the Christian philosophy from which we have derived our basic concepts, we aid and abet them in their program for our conquest and destruction. Once it is known what the communists believe, there is no difficulty in understanding, interpreting, and predicting their conduct. On the foundation of knowledge, and on that foundation alone, may an edifice of survival be built. You better believe it.